Hello, welcome to Guidancy Education channel. We are continuing solids under class 12 chemistry. We are doing fourth part in important questions from the chapter solids. We will see the topics that are covered. Questions on crystalline and amorphous substances. Questions on imperfections in non-ionic substances. Questions on non-stoichiometric defects. Questions on finding the formula of compounds, that is from unit cell type and the number of voids filled. All related topics are fully explained. This video will be of great use to you. Therefore, don't skip the video. Watch the video completely, and if you think the video is useful, like the video and also share it with your friends who may also be benefited. And also leave your opinions as your comments in the comment box below. If you have not yet subscribed my channel, do subscribe it now and also press the bell button near it. Thank you very much. Which of the following is not a characteristic of crystalline substances? Definite heat of fusion, isotropic, regular ordered arrangement, true solid. Among the four characteristics provided, you have to identify which characteristic is not a feature of crystalline substances. Before we give the answer, let us discuss the difference between crystalline substances and amorphous substances, because any point can be asked for the examination. Crystalline substances have definite order of arrangement of particles. Amorphous substances do not have a definite order of arrangement of particles. Crystalline substances have long range and short range order of arrangement of particles. Amorphous substances have only a little small range order of arrangement. Crystalline substances have definite geometric shapes or pattern. Amorphous substances do not have definite geometric shapes. Crystalline substances have sharp melting points. It means it melts at a particular pinpointed temperature. Amorphous substances melt at a range of temperature. That is, the melting point is not very sharp. Crystalline substances are anisotropic. Amorphous substances are isotropic. Click the I button to watch the video on isotropy and anisotropy. So the answer for the question is this point, that is isotropic. It is not a characteristic of the crystalline substances, it is a characteristic of amorphous substances. Crystalline substances have definite heat of fusion. Amorphous substances do not have a definite heat of fusion. You already know heat of fusion is the amount of heat absorbed when unit amount of a substance undergoes fusion. Crystalline substances undergo clean cleavage. That is, when crystalline substances are cut, they have clean edges. Amorphous substances undergo irregular cleavage. That is, when they are cut, they crumble. Their edges are not clean. Crystalline substances are true solids. What is the meaning? It means that they do not show any fluidity. They cannot flow from one place to another. Amorphous substances are pseudo-solids. What is the meaning? Their particles move from one location to another location in due course of time. It is observed that in ancient buildings, the glass panes of the window become thickened at the lower portion than at the top portion. Glass is an amorphous substance. So, amorphous substances are called supercooled liquids. So, in the given question, isotropic is not a property of crystalline solids. It is a property of amorphous substances. Next question. Frenkel and Schottky defects are shown by ionic compounds. Name comparable defects shown by non-ionic compounds. I have shown here two diagrams of non-ionic compounds showing the defects marked A and B. Consider the diagram A. We find that at two sides, that is at two particular points, particles are missing. Two particles are missing. This type of defect is called vacancy defect. So density decreases. This is similar to Schottky defect shown by ionic compounds. Look at diagram B. One particle at this site is shifted from that site to the interstitial site. That is what is shown there. The particle is not lost. It is only shifted to another spot. This defect is called interstitial defect. A particle from this site has shifted to interstitial space. Particle is not lost. Density is not affected by this defect. This is similar to Frenkel defect shown by ionic compounds. This is a very simple question. Let us see this question. Identify the non-stoichiometric defect in the following: interstitial defect, Schottky defect, Frenkel defect, metal deficiency defect. Give example. Differentiate crystal lattice and unit cell. We will first take up section A. There is one more section for this question, section C. We will see that after we finish this. Interstitial defect, Schottky defect and Frenkel defect we have already seen in one of the previous questions, and we have seen that they are stoichiometric defects. In non-stoichiometric defects, stoichiometry is affected. That is, the ratio of the atoms of the various elements present in the compound does not agree with the ratio as per the ideal molecular formula. Here it is less. So the answer is metal deficiency defect. Example, zinc oxide. We will discuss the different types of non-stoichiometric defects after we finish section A and B. Section B. The three-dimensional arrangement of particles in a crystal is called crystal lattice. So we have answered this portion. The repeating shapes of a three-dimensional space in a crystal lattice is called unit cell. Unit cells are otherwise called crystal systems. Let us shortly discuss classification of non-stoichiometric defects, because there are different types. The question is asked on metal deficiency, but there are other possibilities of questions as well. Non-stoichiometric defects are classified into three types: metal excess, metal deficiency and impurity defect. Of this we will discuss metal excess and metal deficiency. Impurity defects are defects caused by the presence of certain impurities in the crystal, as a result of which its electrical conductivity is changed or altered. We will discuss impurity defect on a later occasion. Metal excess defect, as the name suggests, is due to the presence of excess metal in the crystal. That is, stoichiometry is affected. Now I will explain metal excess defect, two types: anion vacancy and extra cation defect. Red circles are cation and blue circles are anion. Anion vacancy we have already discussed in a previous video. When sodium chloride crystals are heated in an excess atmosphere of sodium, the chloride ions escape to the outside, ionize the sodium atom, and the electrons thus released occupy the sites of the anion, forming the F center, which gives the crystal yellow color. In the picture, I have shown one site which is occupied by electron. It is the site which was earlier occupied by an anion. See the diagram accompanying extra cation defect. Example, zinc oxide. when heated decomposes to form zinc ion and 1 oxide ion, written as half O2 ion. This cation escapes to one interstitial space and the 2 electrons released from the zinc atom occupies another adjacent interstitial space. The oxygen atom escapes. So the ratio of zinc atom to oxygen atom gets altered. Due to the free electrons in the interstitial space, this crystal also acquires yellow color. But in this case, the color is due to the electrons occupying the interstitial space. In the case of anion vacancy, the color develops due to the presence of electrons in the F center, that is anion vacancy. In the diagram, A2 plus is the cation and B2 minus is the anion. Now let us discuss metal deficiency defect. The ions are monovalent. The red ones represent the anion and the blue ones the cations. In the diagram you can see one monovalent cation is missing, but at another site you can find one cation is bivalent. The ratio of cation to anion is altered, but electrical neutrality is maintained. This kind of defect is shown by compounds containing transition metals, that is metals with variable valencies. For example, ferric oxide, ferric sulfide, nickel oxide, etc. show this kind of defect. In the case of ferric oxide, it is very difficult to prepare ferric oxide as per this formula, that is in the ratio 1:1. The amount of iron is always less than 1. Say Fe 0.95 O. It is represented as FeXO. X can be something between 0.93 to 0.96. In a solid, oxide ion forms CCP pattern. 1/6 of the tetrahedral voids are occupied by the cation A. 1/3 of the octahedral voids are occupied by cation B. Find the formula of the compound. A and B are not real symbols. Oxide ion forms the CCP pattern. Let the number of oxide ion be equal to capital N. Then the total number of tetrahedral voids is equal to 2n. Voids occupied by cation A is equal to 1/6 of tetrahedral voids equal to 1/6 into 2n equal to n by 3. Total number of octahedral voids is equal to n. Voids occupied by cation B is equal to 1/3 of octahedral voids, so equal to 1 by 3 into n equal to n by 3. So the ratio of A to B to O is equal to n by 3 is to n by 3 is to n, which can be taken as 1 is to 1 is to 3. So the formula of the compound is AbO3. I hope this video was really of great use to you. We will meet in the next video with the next set of questions. Thank you.